Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome to another video. Okay guys, before I start rambling, see, I'm trying to make these videos, just talk to you guys about some of the things I do and how they impact my bike's performance or my car's performance, and how you may also get it done. So there are certain things which are custom made, certain things which are, off the shelf. So depending on what it is, if you're interested in any of those, just comment below, subscribe to my channel, comment below, and I'll get back with the details if required. I'm still trying to understand this whole concept, and trying to make as much as trying to make these videos as much informative as possible. So just bear with me, alright? Thanks. So anyway, so getting back to this video, what was I supposed to be talking to you about today? Well, happy to tell you that I have successfully reduced my Interceptor 650's weight by about 30 odd kilos. So let me tell you how I've done that. Right now, what has happened by that is that the vehicle is much more agile. It can just move very, very agile, very fun to ride, and much more in control of the rider. So what have I done, right? First, I think in the last video I did speak about a few things that I'm planning to do, and today I have done a lot of them. So let me just tell you what all I've done. So first things first, I wanted to pull off parts which are unnecessary, which don't add much value, and in fact some of them were even, according to me, some hurdles. Right, when your bike is so agile, and when you're somebody who moves the bike so much, you need certain things off. So let me start telling you what all I've removed. So the first thing I've removed is the Mad Dog set of aux lights, the clamps that came with it, the switch, everything. Right, got this clean look on the bike. Bike looks much more cleaner, much more retro, much more the way I like it. Apart from that, there's this these clamps and all of that reduced about 200 to 250 grams. But then I took off the sum guard. That sum guard by MK Design, although it did a good job in the way it protected the pipes and stuff, it was pretty heavy. It was about 2.5 kilos or a little more than that. So as soon as I took those off and put a Royal Enfield aluminum plate, which was hardly 200 to 300 grams, along with the clamp maybe about 550 grams, you'd suddenly see that around 2.5 kilos is reduced from your bike, and that's a big reduction, because it was right at the center of the bike, and the center of gravity was pulling it down. I was feeling the weight, and now I suddenly felt it was much more free and agile to move around. Right. The next thing I did is change my handbar. So I've removed the stock handlebar, which is also pretty heavy. See, Royal Enfield gives you very, very good parts, very durable parts, but the only problem is, in the process of making them very durable, they use very high gauge steel, and that basically makes it heavy. So that handbar is about, I think, 2 kilos, maybe 2.5 kilos on its own. So I removed that, and I put the RD350 handbar by Red Rooster Performance, and this is about, I think, weighs about anywhere about 700 grams or less. The next thing I reduced is the center stand. So there were two things why I took this off. First off, it was about 500 to 700 grams, And one more major problem with that was when you try to off-road and when you hit back on the ground. Let's say you're on a flight and you hit back on the ground, the first thing that that hits the ground, jerks down, hits the ground, is the with that its impact is the center stand. So the problem with that is if you're on an uneven road, you don't know how the center stand may get stuck when this happens. So what did I do? I pulled out the center stand, and then I bought a couple of swing arm swivels from Royal Enfield itself. That's about $900. So I put those up, and I'd be buying a center stand, an external center stand. So I can just quickly pull those off and add this. Whenever I need a center stand, I'll just use that as a center stand, because I don't really need a center stand where I go. And what I've realized is a lot of the puncture shops these days have the the external center stand. So all you need to have is those swivels, and you're done. You're good to go. So these are the smaller things that I've reduced, and these put together would have reduced anywhere about 4.5, about 5 kilos maybe. But there's one major part which I've kind of taken off and replaced, which is the full exhaust system. So what I've done is I've taken off the stock exhaust system, which is around that weighs around 25 kilos to 30 kilos approximately. And now what I have is the Powerage headers and slip-ons. Now these headers were around, I think the headers were around so the headers were around 2.5, 3 kilos max, both put together. And the slip-ons were about, I think, 5 kilos, maybe 5 to 6 kilos. So totally the entire exhaust system together, right, both sides, both exhausts together, has reduced from close to about 30 kilos to hardly anywhere less than 10. So what has happened now is suddenly those 30 kilos gone, now 20 kilos gone, and another 10, if you minus it, about 10 kilos is left. And then with the rest of the deletions, I have achieved another close to about 5-10 kilos. So that's about 30 kilos reduced on the bike. Some of the other things that are also worth mentioning is the tail lamp. I have taken off the entire tail lamp structure, and I have a smaller retro looking tail lamp. That also is pretty lightweight, so that also has reduced the weight of the bike. And most importantly, with the reduction of the weight, now I have a better with the with the open exhaust, with the catalytic converter gone, and it's a free flow exhaust. So I have got a better lower range and mid range as well. I can pull more on lower gears. Shifting has become much lesser. Yes, the headers run pretty hot, so that's one thing you need to take care of. The headers are going to be very hot. They're going to be piping hot. In fact, I bought the polished steel ones, and they now look golden. So that's how hot they can get. Although the slip-ons are pretty cool, they don't get so hot even after a 100-kilometer run. But yeah, the headers do get piping hot, so you'll have to be careful about that, not to touch it by mistake. It's going to be very, very fatal. Yeah, so that's the video, guys. So about 30-35 kilos I've reduced on my bike. I feel it to be much more lighter, obviously. For 200 kilo bike, now I've about 30 kilos have reduced. So That's a good reduction. Because it's a short bike, you start feeling the maneuverability as well. Most importantly, why did I do this right now is because now I'm trying to upgrade my tires. They're getting imported now. Maybe in another couple of weeks I should have my tires. I'm going for a Pirelli Scorpion STR on and off-road tires for both front and the back. So yeah, so the idea was to make it more agile, so that if I'm even doing slight off-roading, I don't feel the weight of the bike as much while I ride. So that was the idea, and I guess it's worked out pretty well for me. I do have a Fuel-X Pro, so that's for the fuel mapping, but I haven't fit a Powertronic remapping piggyback unit yet, because I did not see the need for it as of now. Technically my bike is technically a stage 2, except for the remap. So I think the fuel remapping itself has done a decent job for me. I don't know if I should be increasing more power on this. Guys, when you reduce your weight or when you increase power, make sure that you have you have your brakes upgraded. Get a good pair of brake pads. You need sharper braking. Now what I run are the EBCs, and they are very sharp. Yes, they do wear out pretty soon, and they are an expensive affair. But if you know, see, I'm going on a project bike, so this is my project bike. So I've done a lot of things on the bike. Now I wouldn't say everything is required for you. I mean, you might be perfectly alright the way your bike is right now. But if in case you decide to reduce weight, please don't cheap out on the brakes, because your vehicle has to stop, right? Although it's lighter, you will have more maneuverability, more riding. Your rideability will become better. You'll start feeling good about the bike. But then if you're doing that, then please make sure that you also upgrade your brakes. Buy a good pair of ABCs or Brembos is what comes stock on the bike. But then as much as Brembos are good, EBCs are sharper. They may not give you the life that you may expect, but they are going to be pretty sharp. Like, see now, I hit the brake and I'm there, I'm right there. See, now I'm here, I hit the brake and I'm already right. So if you see, my braking system is very, very good, and I'm very comfortable. The confidence that you get on your brakes is very important. So make sure you get a good pair of brake shoes. So yeah, that's the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Peace out.